We are following breaking news out of Wilmington, Delaware, where 2 people were shot at Christiana Care Hospital. Police were called to the area around 3:30 Eastern Time to reports of a possible active shooter. Now, authorities and city officials are holding a press conference right now. Let's listen to our coverage from CBS News, Philadelphia.
Focus on mission and making sure in every little detail. This has been a terrible day for our city and especially for the hospital workers who were subjected to this terror. It's also been a day, though, when our law enforcement teams were at their best. They showed their bravery, their expertise, and their professionalism in the face of this terror. And one thing I know for sure is that this community will lift one another up in the days ahead. And my prayers are with all of you tonight. I'd like to offer a special thanks to Governor Meyer for being here and for the support of the Delaware State Police and those tactical teams this afternoon. It made a difference. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chief Campos. I want to thank him and his men and women for just an incredible job today.
Thank you, Mayor Carney, and thank you to Governor Meyer, Attorney General Jennings, Council President Congo, and all the council members who are here today, and all of our partners who have joined us this evening. At approximately 3:30 p.m., Wilmington police were called to the Wilmington Hospital in the 500 block of West 14th Street in regards to a shooting that occurred inside of the hospital. Police located 2 gunshot victims. One of those victims has tragically died from his injuries. Further information on the other victim's condition and the identity of both victims is being withheld at this time out of respect for the families. The suspect is outstanding at this time, and we are actively working to identify, confirm his identity, and locate him. While the Wilmington Hospital was initially placed on lockdown, that lockdown has been lifted and police are beginning to clear from the area. Our investigation remains active and ongoing at this time, and we will share as much information as we can as soon as we can. At this time, our hearts go out to the victims and their families, as well as the Christiana Care community and our residents who have been impacted by this senseless act of violence. Regardless of what the motive is in this incident might have been, there is never an excuse for violence, and there is never an excuse for gun violence. Our investigators will be working tirelessly to apprehend the suspect and ensure they are brought to justice. This time, I would like to acknowledge the brave efforts and echo the mayor's comments of the bravery of our Wilmington police officers who responded, as well as the support of our law enforcement partners and public safety partners, to include the Delaware State Police, the Newcastle County Police Department, the Wilmington Fire Department, Newcastle County Paramedics, the FBI, the ATF, and many other agencies who who responded to support this investigation. But let's not also not forget the many nurses and doctors at Christiana Care, the patients and their families who had to live through this. I can tell you that we will work tirelessly through this evening to bring this person to justice. Thank you. Now I'll turn it over to Governor Meyer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Chief Campos, Attorney General Jennings, the leadership of City Council, thank you, along with Jen Schwartz, Rick Cumming, Kurt Ancelotti, all the leadership at Christiana Care. Every Delawarean deserves to feel safe, whether at home, at school, at work, or seeking care at a hospital. Today is a sobering reminder that no one is immune from the devastation of gun violence. Lauren and I are heartbroken by today's shooting, and our prayers are with the deceased and the other victim, their loved ones, and everyone affected by this tragic act of violence. We are keeping the doctors, nurses, staff, patients, and families at Christiana Care in our thoughts. This hits especially close to home for our family. Just a few minutes ago, I went with my wife, Lauren, who was reporting to work at Christiana Care. What I saw were heroes going to work in that building and heroes who were involved in life-saving efforts leaving at the end of their shift. We are extremely grateful as Delawareans to the law enforcement officers, hospital security personnel, emergency responders, and medical professionals whose swift action truly helped protect others from harm. We also are extremely thankful for the leadership of Mayor Carney, Chief Campos, and the Wilmington Police during this challenging time. The bravery and professionalism of the Wilmington Police in the last few hours has been extraordinary, as has hospital leadership and staff. And we're confident that they will continue without cease until justice is served. I particularly wanted to mention the Wilmington Fire Department, Newcastle County paramedics, the Delaware Department of Safety and Homeland Security, Delaware State Police, Newcastle County Police, and the many agencies, including the Attorney General's office, who are assisting with the response and the investigation. We ask all Delawareans to keep everyone affected in their thoughts as we learn more about what happened and stay vigilant. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am joined today with my colleague, Rick Cumming, who's the Chief Operating Officer at Christiana Care, covering the system. We just left the campus and were able to greet caregivers both leaving the hospital and those starting their shift at the hospital. And it's truly extraordinary to see those caregivers showing up for work, and that's what they do every day, is that they care for people, they care for the community, and they're showing up tonight to take that shift, even with what's transpired today. So very grateful, and I appreciate the acknowledgement of our caregivers at the Wilmington Hospital. I want to thank the Wilmington Police Department, our first responders, our Christiana Care public safety team for their response today. It was extraordinary, and this is when communities show up to support one another. This is a tragic situation. It's heartbreaking, and our hearts are with the victims, their families, their loved ones, and everyone that is affected by today's shooting. We are cooperating, of course, fully with the law enforcement as they continue their investigation. Because this remains an active investigation, as the chief said, we are limited in what we can share and questions that we can answer. But our focus right now is on supporting those caregivers that we talked about so that they can care for this community and care for patients as they do every single day, and ensuring their safety as they go back to work. A tragedy like this is especially painful in a place devoted to care. We take our responsibility to provide a safe environment for our patients, caregivers, and visitors seriously, and we will continue to work, as we do every day, closely with law enforcement and our public safety team. We're grateful for the heroism and professionalism of our caregivers throughout today's incident. Our emergency response team has been fully activated. They are at the Wilmington campus, and as we move forward into the coming hours, we will determine how we proceed with reopening services and going back to normal operations. Thank you very much.
And you are watching a live press conference with local leaders from Wilmington, Delaware, giving an update on this active shooter situation at Christiana Care Hospital in Wilmington, Delaware. We heard from the mayor, John Carney. We heard from the governor, Matt Meyer, whose wife actually works at Christiana Care Hospital. And we also heard from the chief of police, who gave us more insight into what actually happened earlier this afternoon. He says at 3:30, police were called to the hospital with reports of an active shooter at that facility. There was a shooting inside the hospital. 2 victims were reported shot. One of those victims died. Their identities have not been released yet, nor has the condition of the other shooting victim. We're told the suspect is still at large, and police are still looking on locating that individual and identifying them as well. As you can see earlier today, this was the scene outside the Christiana Care Hospital where people that were inside that hospital were evacuated, told to exit in a straight line with their hands up. So right now, still a lot of details are coming in about the situation in Wilmington, Delaware at Christiana Care Hospital. So far, we know there was an active shooting situation. 2 people were shot. One of those victims passed away. The condition of the other victim, we still don't know yet, and we're still waiting to hear the identities of those individuals. And the police are still looking for the suspect involved in these shootings. But we're going to keep on top of this breaking news story and bring you the very latest right here on CBS News 24/7.